You think you're making healthy choices. The granola bar instead of the candy, the smoothie instead of the milkshake, the veggie chips instead of the regular ones. But here's what the food industry isn't telling you. Most of these so-called healthy alternatives are worse than the junk food you're trying to avoid. Let's start with the biggest offender. Granola. Sounds wholesome, right? Oats, nuts, honey. What could be wrong? Well, most commercial granola has more sugar per serving than a glazed donut. We're talking 12 to 15 grams in a tiny half-cup serving. And who actually eats just half a cup? The thing is, granola gets coated in oil and sugar to create those crispy clusters everyone loves. That's not health food. That's dessert pretending to be breakfast. Then, there's the smoothie scam. Walk into any juice bar and you'll see people confidently ordering a large tropical blend, thinking they're doing their body a favor. A typical store-bought smoothie contains 50 to 70 grams of sugar. That's more than 2 cans of soda. Sure, it's from fruit, but your body doesn't care where the sugar comes from. Your blood sugar spikes either way. The fiber that would normally slow down sugar absorption? Yeah, that got pulverized in the blender. Veggie chips had everyone fooled for years. They've got the word vegetable right in the name. Must be good for you, right? Wrong. Most veggie chips are just potato starch with a tiny bit of vegetable powder for color. The first ingredient is usually potato flour or cornstarch. They're fried in the same oil as regular chips and have nearly identical calorie and fat content. You're essentially eating regular chips that cost twice as much because there's a picture of a beet on the bag. But wait, it gets worse. Multigrain bread sounds so much healthier than white bread. Except multigrain just means multiple types of refined grains. It doesn't mean whole grain. Companies take white flour, add a sprinkle of different refined grains, maybe toss in some brown food coloring, and suddenly it looks rustic and wholesome. Check the ingredient list. If the first ingredient isn't whole wheat or whole grain, you're eating white bread with better marketing. Here's the pattern you need to recognize. Anytime a product loudly advertises how healthy it is, that's your first red flag. Real whole foods don't need health claims. You've never seen a banana with a label screaming about its potassium content. The more aggressively something markets itself as the healthy option, the more likely it's been processed into oblivion and stripped of actual nutrition. The food industry figured out that people will pay premium prices and ignore taste if they think something is good for them. So they slap organic, natural, and wholesome on packages of what is essentially junk. Next time you reach for the Health Halo product, flip it over and read what's actually inside.